is a case that sent shockwaves across central Indiana. A baby abandoned in Jackson County. This morning, we're learning new information about evidence found with the hours-old child.
Also on this Thursday, garbage piles at an Indianapolis apartment complex. Now at 5 o'clock, we're getting results for neighbors concerned about all of that trash.
And a Johnson County couple says their priceless belongings were damaged by a moving company. Working for you, we're holding the movers responsible, and we're getting results. 5 o'clock here on your Thursday morning. Thanks for starting the day with us. I'm Meredith Barrett.
I'm Rafael Sanchez. Our friend Lauren Casey is on vacation. She'll be back on Monday, and hopefully by then...
She'll be back on Tuesday. She's taking a long vacation.
Back on Tuesday. And hopefully by then it'll be nice and sunny and bright for her big return.
You know, next week, it's trending better than the weekend. We'll talk about the weekend in Maine weather, but unfortunately that's trending a little on the wetter side. As you walk out the door this morning, no issues out there. Skies are mostly cloudy. Temperatures running a little bit warmer than they were yesterday, and that's due to cloud cover. 52 officially outside at the airport right now. There's a few 40s out there where the skies are a little clearer in Richmond. It's 50 in Greenfield, 54 is the current temperature in Lafayette, 56 in Bloomington. So you can see this band of cloud cover that is stretching here across central Indiana. No rainfall out there right now, and we're not expecting much in the way of rain today. If anything, there could just be a spot shower here in southern locations. It would be very, very light if you see it at all. So essentially today, it's going to go into the books as a pretty quiet weather day for us, not quite as windy, with mostly cloudy skies and high temperatures that will still be fairly seasonable for this time of year, even with the cloud cover at 61 degrees.
All right, Todd, thank you. We are taking a live look right now at I-70 at Old State Road 267. We've been showing you this area all morning long. This is where a crash has shut down the left lane in the westbound lanes of I-70. Crews are there working to get that cleaned up. It has been taking some time here, but we will let you know once that is all clear.
Seymour, please.
Yeah, I need an officer over here at Jackson Park Apartments.
Okay, what's going on?
I took my dog for a walk over here across the street, and back in the woods, I found a newborn baby tied up in a Walmart bag.
That's the call that came into police 8 days ago when a woman walking her dog found a baby left inside a tied plastic bag in this area. This morning, we can report new evidence in this case. Police say they have a couple of strands of hair in that Walmart bag discovered with a 2 to 3 hour old infant that was found last week in Seymour. Here's what police are saying about that evidence right now.
Don't know who they were from, but they were from someone other than the infant.
The baby is now out of the hospital and with a foster family, we are told. Police are still trying to figure out who the mother is and why that baby was abandoned on October the 15th near a fence off of South Jackson Park Drive. Seymour police say they have canvassed that area and they're looking for possible surveillance video. Police are sending any evidence they collected from that scene, including the bag, the towel the baby was wrapped in, and anything the baby was laid on after the fact to the Indiana State Police Lab. If you have any information on this case, you're asked to contact Seymour Police.
A pile of garbage at least 10 feet high has been cleaned up after RTV6 went to work for you. RTV6's Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning with why it took so long for all that garbage to be picked up. Kelsey.
Hey, good morning, Meredith. Yeah, so if you look behind me, you can see all of this was filled with trash yesterday, and now you can see there is a big, giant Republic Services dumpster here, a really big one. So let's take a look at this video from yesterday. This is the scene. This is all of that trash at the overlook at Valley Ridge Apartments. It's spilling out of the container. It's full. It's almost 10 feet tall. And RTV6 took people's concerns to the complex's management team to learn why the trash was piled so high. The apartment complex manager says they have called Republic Services since Monday, and a spokesperson for Republic Services told RTV6 the trash pileup may have been due to a scheduling issue. Yesterday afternoon, crews were out here cleaning up that trash after we made a call to Republic Services, and now it is cleaned up. We'll have more coming up in the next half hour.
Kelsey, thank you so much. A bizarre act of vandalism is now under investigation in Bloomington this morning. Let's take you to Monroe County. Police say around 125 downtown parking meters look like this. Someone splattered them with bright spray paint and filled the coin slots with foam. That includes all of the meters on the downtown courthouse square. Police say the damage is estimated at $5,000. People parking at the downtown meter spots there will not be ticketed until those repairs are made.
We will soon learn the identities of the man and woman killed when their SUV plunged off a parking garage in downtown Indianapolis. The fire department says the coroner's office is in the process of locating and notifying the next of kin. The exact cause of the crash is still a mystery. The vehicle somehow went off the 4th floor of the Market Square Center garage on East Ohio Street Wednesday morning. Right now, investigators say this appears to be a tragic accident.
The time now is 5:06. Irreplaceable items destroyed. RTV6 is working for a couple who says a moving company cost them thousands of dollars and damaged family heirlooms that they say are priceless. Teresa Turner and her husband decided to downsize from their home in Greenwood for financial reasons. The couple hired the company All My Sons to hire their things into storage. Teresa says when she saw her boxes and items in the unit for the first time, her simple word was horrifying.
There was no organization to anything. Boxes were on their sides, on top of furniture. My Christmas ornaments scattered throughout the unit. The garment boxes were totally crushed on the top where they had set furniture, boxes, tools. It was unbelievable.
So working for you, we have more details on this case. Teresa estimates more than $5,000 in damage. She did file a claim with the company. Initially, they offered her $423. After we contacted All My Sons, Teresa received a call with a new offer. That offer, $2,300. All My Sons sent RTV6 a statement. It reads in parts, All My Sons strives to go above and beyond if there is a claim and understands the importance of making things right and is personally responsible when customer expectations are not met. If you have an issue and you're not getting the answers that you need, reach out to us. Our email is workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Big changes are happening in the 800 block of Mass Ave, also known as Bottle Works. The old Coca-Cola bottling factory is being transformed into a mixed-use building. The massive building will be home to several businesses, a food hall, hotel, and eventually apartments. With rent prices rising and paychecks not keeping up, the Indiana University Public Policy Institute says people living on Mass Ave spend between 30 to 50% of their income on rent alone. We asked Hendricks Commercial Properties if the planned apartments would be affordable.
I mean, I would expect anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000, depending on the size of the unit and where it's at. Now, there may be some other units that have some subsidy to them that we can get under that $1,000 mark.
We'll keep on checking in with Hendricks Properties to see if they follow through with trying to keep rent affordable. It appears a meeting between a development company and city leaders did not ease tensions over the future of a West Side property. Legal counsel for Ambrose Property Group and the city met on Wednesday to discuss the site of the former GM stamping plant. Earlier this month, the city said it would use eminent domain to take control of the land after Ambrose backed out of a plan to redevelop it. Ambrose released a statement saying the city offered to buy the property for $6 million, which the company says is far below market value. The statement also accuses the city of being reckless. It started with a request for a shower instead of a tub so she and her veteran husband could be more comfortable.
But it sparked so much more than that, as you'll see here in a moment. On Wednesday, 80 members of the Home Depot Foundation and the Hamilton County Veterans Service Commission put in a lot of work at the home of the Hestons. Kerry Heston served in the Army, and thank you for your service. He recently had emergency eye surgery, and his wife Sherry have had to work multiple jobs to cover the bills. So when the group said they'd be doing massive renovations on her home for free, as you can imagine, she was overwhelmed.
I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful to all of the volunteers.
That's more Good News Friday stuff right there. That's amazing. The team repaired floors, installed new bathroom items, and did work all over the home to improve it. The Celebration of Service campaign works to improve the lives of homes of veterans around the country. And again, thank you for the Heston family for their service.
A producer of CBD oil is coming to Hamilton County and bringing more than 40 jobs. Westfield Mayor Andy Cook and executives from BDX Indiana announced plans for BDX to build its hemp extraction facility in Westfield. BDX Indiana is a sister company of Biodynamic Ventures, the largest hemp grower in Indiana. Within 3 years, BDX is expected to be one of the largest CBD oil extractors in the nation. Production is expected to start in December. Annual salaries are reported to average about $70,000. And gone are the days, Todd, where our temps averaged around 70 degrees.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Our average high now this time of year is 62 degrees. And at least the good news is today we'll be pretty close to that number as we get into the afternoon hours. Just not nearly as much in the way of sunshine today as what we saw yesterday. Yesterday was a beautiful day. So it's mostly cloudy this morning. That's the way it really stays throughout the entire day. Temperatures right now are in the low 50s. We may drop off another degree or two as we work our way throughout the morning commute, but all in all, not bad. And the reason why our temperatures will hold pretty steady or just fall a couple degrees is because the clouds are in place. Where the clouds are present, temperatures are running a little bit warmer. Where the clouds are thinning out, that's where temperatures are a little bit cooler. As far as rain and precipitation, still well off to our southwest. We do not have to worry about that in the forecast for the day today, with the exception of maybe a spot sprinkle here or there in southern locations. But the further north you are, the thicker the clouds, the cooler the temperatures. About 57 today in Kokomo, 61 in Greenwood, with high temperatures today in southern locations climbing into the low to mid 60s.
That's all to come on Good Morning Indiana. Lawmakers hoping to prevent foreign influence in U.S. elections. Straight ahead, the bill that just passed the House and how it hopes to accomplish that goal.
Plus, the greatest spectacle in racing is still 7 months away. Ahead this morning, the event just announced by track officials that has us ready for the month of May. Ready and rockin', that is. We'll be right back after this break.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
At 5:15, House Democrats approving a measure aimed at combating foreign influence in our U.S. elections. The bill is known as the SHIELD Act. It would require political campaigns to tell the FBI and the Federal Election Commission about foreign nationals offering illegal election help. Now, this comes after the backdrop of the intelligence community's findings that Russia interfered in the 2016 election in an effort to help then candidate Donald Trump. President Trump's Republican allies in Congress broadly voted against that bill, saying that it would undermine free speech. The bill is not likely to clear the Republican-controlled U.S. Senate.
The Florida State Senate has voted to remove Scott Israel as the Broward County Sheriff. The vote finalizes an executive order from Governor Ron DeSantis. The governor says Israel failed to do his duties while responding to mass shootings at the Fort Lauderdale Airport and at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. The vote goes against the findings of a special master appointed by the Senate. The findings determined the governor's team failed to present enough evidence to warrant termination.
The developer of a collapsed Hard Rock Hotel in New Orleans is now facing 2 lawsuits this morning. On Wednesday, family members of 2 workers killed in that collapse sued 1031 Canal Development. Both families are seeking damages for pain, suffering, and other emotional distress from losing their loved ones. The developers are already facing another lawsuit from 10 people who were also injured. The group says care and concern for families is top priority, and it's working with others to determine what caused that collapse.
NASA is doubling down on plans to get astronauts to Mars in the 2030s. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine made the comment at the International Astronautical Congress. He said the agency's goal is 2035. That's a change from what he said in April when he targeted 2033. Bridenstine is also hoping to get us on the moon again by 2024. The agency claims speeding up the moon landing will make the Mars landing happen faster as well. Well, speaking of the sky, what is our forecast going to be like today, Todd?
You know, yesterday was beautiful, lots of sunshine, but we were contending with that pretty gusty wind. Well, the wind is going to decrease here this morning and then eventually become calm as the day goes on. That's the good news. The trade-off, though, today is not as much in the way of sunshine, unfortunately, as the clouds are starting to make their way here into central Indiana. 52 degrees right now. That is the current temperature. The winds are out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. Sunrise officially this morning is at 8:05. And yesterday, we started much cooler. We were in the 30s across the area. We had the clear skies, but once the sun came up, we warmed very, very quickly. Well, today, we're starting off warmer, but that is not going to translate into warmer temperatures later on this afternoon. 55 in Martinsville, as well as Tipton. 57 is the current temperature over in Muncie. And the reason is this cloud cover that has been increasing throughout the overnight hours. So it's going to be mostly cloudy this morning. There will be some breaks in the clouds, so some of you will see a little bit of sunshine once the sun comes up again a little after 8 o'clock. But the overall weather pattern here is going to be fairly cloudy in the coming days. You notice this rain to our south, that's eventually going to start to make its way in our direction for the weekend. There's some snow there in Kansas. We will not see that, though, as we will stay on the warm side of things. So throughout the morning hours today, temperatures don't move a whole lot. 51 at 9 a.m., 55 at 11 a.m., near 60 degrees with mostly cloudy skies at 2 p.m. And then high temperatures today will top off right around 60 degrees, which is just a degree or two below normal. And it's not completely out of the question. Southern locations today, you could see a spot sprinkle, and that would be just about it. We're not expecting any widespread or heavier shower activity throughout the day today. So this evening, sunset 6:53, temperatures in the 50s, mostly cloudy skies as we go into the day tomorrow. It's a day very similar to today, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures that will be in the mid to upper 50s for your afternoon highs. High school football games, playoff season, and we are going to be in decent shape for that. Jacket needed potentially as temperatures fall into the 40s as some of those games progress on a Friday evening. Now, as we look ahead to your Saturday, it does look like it's going to become fairly wet here across the area. The rain has been trending quicker to move in, and we're bringing in more in the way of moisture. So Saturday at 9 a.m., rain's overspreading the area as we work our way throughout the day. On Saturday, you saw the yellows and the reds. That's some pretty heavy rain. Heads all the way into the evening hours, and we're talking potentially over an inch of rain in many locations. By 3 p.m. Saturday, we're hovering right around an inch in many locations, and then by the time we get to Saturday evening, some of you seeing about 1 to 2 inches of rain. So it's going to be potentially a very wet Saturday for us across the area. Those showers continue into Sunday at 62 degrees. Then as we get into next week, partly cloudy skies and seasonal temperatures anywhere from about 55 to 60 degrees.
Todd, thank you so much. We continue to monitor this developing story here in the Hendricks County area. This is our INDOT camera at I-70 at Old State Road 267. There was a crash this morning around 2:30 in the left lane. As you can see, traffic in the right lane is still moving, but of course that crash still remains on site. Police investigators working that, and we'll have that cleaned up as soon as possible at 5:20. Of course, we are just beginning to wake up for the morning commute. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the morning. Here's another part of the area that always is very busy this time of day. I-69 at 106th Street on the city's north side. As you can see, traffic for this part of the area for this time of day is light, but as you know, it will pick up. Nothing major to report otherwise this morning. Meredith?
For the first time, U.S. health regulators are deeming a type of smokeless tobacco safer than cigarettes. Snooze pouches are the first so-called reduced risk product approved by the FDA. Officials are hopeful that this could open the door to other less harmful options for smokers. However, the FDA wants to stress this does not mean the product is safe, just less risky than other choices. The pouches will still have government warnings for cancer, gum disease, and tooth loss.
Another health alert this morning. The FDA recommending so-called boxed warning labeling materials for breast implants. Boxed warnings are the strongest FDA-required warning for labeling. They notify consumers and healthcare providers about potential serious risks of certain drugs and devices. One warning excerpt states that, quote, breast implants are not considered lifetime devices. The FDA published the recommendations, but they have not yet been finalized. The move comes after breast cancer patients testified before the FDA in March about implant-associated illnesses and cancers.
Halloween is right around the corner, so let's get a little spooky. Coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, we have your chance to win tickets to see Here Come the Mummies live in concert. You want to stick around for that. We'll be right back. Luke Bryan wants you to kick the dust up and crash his party at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
The country music star will headline next year's Legends Day concert. Track officials say more performers will be announced later. But you know what? This is not the first time that Luke performs at IMS. He performed back in 2010 as a rising young star. And now he's a superstar indeed. Legends Day is Saturday, May the 23rd, the day before the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500. Tickets go on sale November the 1st at 10 a.m. and we are hoping for a nice, warm, sunny, dry day in May. Todd Clausen.
We're hoping, because if you remember, that concert at Ruoff was supposed to be in August. It got canceled, and then when he rescheduled it at the end, or in October, it was raining the whole show and like 45 degrees. So yeah, we're hoping for better weather in May. That'll be a good time. Outside right now, we're just dealing with mostly cloudy skies. Should be a quiet morning commute for you across the area. Temperatures hovering generally right around that 50-degree mark here throughout the morning drive. And then as we get into the afternoon hours, not much changes as far as the sky cover goes. Mostly cloudy, mid to upper 50s to the north. Low 60s, though, in southern locations where the clouds will be just a little bit thinner.
Yes, I have to survive. I'm by myself, so I have to do what I have to do.
Facing a plant closure, the struggle to land a new job and the challenges ahead. That story coming up at 6 a.m. only on RTV6.
Today at 10 on RTV6. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is a great Thursday. Now at 4:30 on Good Morning Indiana. One person in custody after a police chase through multiple counties. You can see some of the damage there. New overnight what police did to stop this high-perceived chase.
And RTV6 is getting results after apartment residents complained about this giant pile of trash. What is being done now to clean up the mess? But first, here at 5:30, we want to welcome you in. I'm Meredith Barrick.
I'm Rafael Sanchez. Good morning to you on this Thursday. It's going to be a great day, we hope, right?
I hope so. I hope every day is a great day.
Well, every day is a great day, but you know, Todd Clausen often has something to say about it. Yesterday he delivered like pow. Big pay raise for tomorrow, but today I don't know. What should you get?
Well, I'll say you can always make it a great day, right? Depending, you know, it's just
all about your attitude, right?
Be a little bit of a you know, distraction here or there, but otherwise you could always make it a great day. The jacket needed here this morning. Your outdoor workout's good to go. You don't need the umbrella. Sunglasses, I didn't check it. There'll be some sun here in the forecast today, but we're not expecting a lot across the area. So temperatures this morning in northern locales, we'll go into some of your hometowns. 55 in Florida and Greentown, 51. The current temperature over in LaPel and Pendleton at 52 degrees. As you notice, the clouds are starting to increase across parts of the area. And you notice there's some breaks in the clouds. That's why it's not a complete overcast sky here this morning. But nonetheless, there is more in the way of cloud cover than there is clear skies. So throughout the day today, it's mostly cloudy. It should remain dry. There's just a very small chance of an isolated sprinkle or two in southern locations, nothing heavier than that. But with the cloud covered, temperatures just don't really move a whole lot throughout the day today. We're at 50 degrees at 9 a.m., 57 degrees by the noon hour, with high temperatures later on this afternoon. That'll be topping off in the low 60s.
A great forecast with a great attitude. Time now is 5:31 as we say good morning to Hope, Cambridge City, and Plainfield. A live look at our in-dot camera at I-70 at Minnesota Street on the west side. All looking good there. We switch now to another camera as we continue to look at your morning drive. This is I-70 at the Sherman Drive area, mile marker 85. As you can see, traffic is building, but Meredith, everything is A-okay.
Rafael, thank you. New overnight, a police chase through 2 counties on I-70 leads to a man behind bars. Officers noticed that a pickup truck and its license plate didn't match and tried to pull the vehicle over near 14th Street in Pershing. The truck sped up, reaching 100 miles per hour going eastbound on I-70. Stop sticks were then used to slow down the driver near the Post Road exit. The truck lost a front tire. The chase ended a short time later in Hancock County near the Greenfield exit. The good news, no one was hurt.
So let's talk about this. A pile of garbage at least 10 feet high has been cleaned up after RTV6 went to work for you. RTV6's Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning with the very latest. And Kelsey, behind you, a much, much better scene.
Yeah, that's right, Raphael. This was filled with trash, like you said, at least 10 feet tall. And now we've got this blue receptacle here from Republic Services it's already filled with trash. So I'm guessing they took all that trash and put it in there. So if you can look at this video that we have from yesterday, that's the look at the trash at the overlook at Valley Ridge Apartments. It's spilling out. The container is full, and the garbage on the outside is taller than the container itself. RTV6 took those concerns to the complex's management team to learn why the trash was piled so high. The apartment complex manager said they have called Republic Services every day since Monday, and a spokesperson for Republic Services told us that the trash pileup may have been due to a scheduling issue. And then yesterday afternoon, crews from Republic were out here cleaning up the trash piece by piece, but some people think that it may be too late.
Pretty sure there's probably already rats over there. If not, I mean, I definitely could see that being a problem.
We have heard from residents that this is a continuing issue. They've had this problem before. So RTV6 will continue to follow this story and make sure that the problem is solved for good. For now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Kelsey, thank you so much. Let's now head out to Johnson County. A Center Grove PTO member is accused of taking over $1,000 from that organization's account. Jennifer Dobbins is charged with misdemeanor conversion. Court records show that Dobbins used an ATM card to withdraw $1,400 from the North Grove Elementary PTO account. The letters PTO stand for Parent Teacher Organization, and they aim to support schools and students. Prosecutors say that Dobbins admitted to taking the money. Now, Dobbins has not been arrested, but did receive a summons to appear in court. A hearing on this case is scheduled for next month. Her attorney declined to comment.
Attorney General Curtis Hill is scheduled to resume his testimony today. He's facing a disciplinary hearing over accusations he touched 4 women inappropriately at a party in a bar. Hill took to the stand yesterday, but the questioning focused on procedural aspects of being Attorney General. He was not asked about the night of the party. Several other witnesses also testified, including a woman who worked for Hill in Elkhart County. Kathleen Bowers claims that in December of 2016, Hill told her in her office that they should have sex, and then Hill asked her again during a phone call in March of 2018. She refused both times. Hill's attorneys tried to block Bowers from testifying, but were overruled. For more on the testimony, you can head to the RTV6 app and click on this story.
A meeting between a development company and city leaders did not ease tensions over the future of the former GM stamping plant. The legal team for Ambrose Property Group and the city, they met yesterday to discuss that piece of property. Earlier this month, the city said it would use eminent domain to take control of the land after Ambrose backed out of a plan to redevelop it. Ambrose released a statement Wednesday accusing the city of being, in their word, reckless. The company says the city offered to buy the property for $6 million, which the company says is far below market value.
State officials want your feedback on the design for the final leg of the I-69 extension project. The Indiana Department of Transportation is expecting significant construction on the interstate between Martinsville and Indianapolis to start next year. They want the public's input on their design, including retaining wall patterns, ornamental lighting, and bridge barriers. The meeting will be held at Perry Meridian High School at 5:30 this evening.
So let's talk about your safety. A new program will link private companies' security cameras around Indianapolis with the police department.
It's called Business Link, or B-Link for short. The program uses cloud-based technology to connect security camera systems directly with detectives at IMPD's Incident Analysis Center. Through it, businesses and organizations can securely share a live stream of video footage with law enforcement. Mayor Joe Hogsett says the camera network will help police investigate crime and possibly save lives.
Footage that could potentially save a life or solve a crime will now help first responders do their job quicker, better, and safer.
Homeowners can also register their private security cameras.
And while the city is embracing that new technology to improve safety, it's not giving up on the old school stuff, the traditional methods. The mayor, the police chief, and other leaders, they led another community walk, this time in the Kennedy King neighborhood. IMPD Chief Brian Roach says making those personal connections is extremely valuable.
It shows that we're concerned. It shows that we're aware of the neighborhoods. I think there's a little different conversation when you're walking alongside somebody or knocking on a door, and it's a little more intimate and a little more personal. And I think people open up a little bit
City and community leaders go on monthly public safety walks in different neighborhoods around Indianapolis.
The Marion County Health Department continues to bring flu shots to your community. Clinics will be held in 2 locations today. First from 9 to 11 at Cathedral Kitchen on North Pennsylvania Street and from 4 to 6 at Inglewood Christian Church on Rural Street. Flu vaccines cost $20 for people ages 2 and older. They are free for kids under 2. The health department has already reported 1 flu-related death in Indiana this season.
The Pacers looking to regroup this morning after a tough loss on opening night. The Pacers had an 86-83 lead over the Detroit Pistons going into the 4th quarter, but they were outscored by 12 points in the final 12 minutes of that game. The Pistons win with a score 119-110. The Pacers will now hit the road for a 3-game swing. They're back in action Saturday night in Cleveland. At 5:39, it's time to check your forecast with our own superstar, Todd Clausen, standing by. What you got for us this morning, Todd?
Yeah, it's a pretty quiet forecast for us here, Raphael, which is never a bad thing. It's just not going to be the brightest morning as clouds are currently increasing. So as the kids head off to school, with the clouds moving in, though, skies are going to continue to become more and more cloudy, but they're still dry, so you don't need the umbrella. And with the clouds moving in, temperatures running a little bit warmer, 50 degrees right now. And then as the kids come home, still mostly cloudy, but up to 61. So not all that bad out there for the kids once they get back from school. You can certainly send them outside. They don't have to worry about any rainfall. But the overall weather pattern here is going to turn pretty active as we push towards the weekend. This storm system is going to start to lift to the north. And so as we look at rain chances going forward, tomorrow, not much of a chance. There's the chance of a few sprinkles, but I didn't even move things up into the slight category. However, rain chances are high as we head into Saturday, and then still moderate for Sunday, although on Sunday, most of the rain chances will be earlier in the morning compared to the latter half of the afternoon. We'll talk about how much rain we could see this weekend coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. Tensions continue to rise in the impeachment inquiry. As you can see there, Republicans storm a closed impeachment hearing. Coming up, the problems now stemming from what Democrats say is a disruptive stunt.
And Netflix is cracking down on those who share Netflix accounts. Still ahead, why they want you to keep your passwords to yourself.
And good morning to Fishers, Anderson, and Bloomington as we take a live look from our in-dot camera at I-70 at West Airport on the city's west side. As you can see, traffic is building up this morning. It's going to be a great morning here in central Indiana. You're watching Good Morning Indiana, only on RTV6.
To see proof in action.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. We're taking a live look right now at I-465 at I-69 State Road 37. Traffic starting to pick up in this area right now as the morning commute gets underway. We'll let you know if there are any issues on the roadways.
So let's talk politics. After President Trump urged Republicans to get tougher in their fight against impeachment, nearly 24 conservative House members, they stormed a hearing on Wednesday, briefly bringing that to a complete halt. Democrats called it a stunt meant to distract from what they say has been a series of damaging testimonies. ABC's Inés de la Cuetera is in Washington with the very latest.
This morning, the Associated Press is reporting shortly after he was elected and more than 2 months before the phone call that launched the impeachment inquiry, Ukraine's President Zelensky told a small group of advisors he was concerned about becoming entangled in U.S. politics and worried about pressure from President Trump to investigate his political opponents. As the scandal continues to escalate, tensions on Capitol Hill reaching a boiling point, with the president's Republican allies storming a secure hearing room where lawmakers from both parties were set to question another key witness in the impeachment inquiry. Some GOP members even violating House rules by using their cell phones inside.
By golly, if they're going to do it in public.
The president and his supporters have called the impeachment process unfair. They want the hearings made public. Trump, who was aware of what Republicans were planning, taking to Twitter to call Never-Trumpers human scum.
So this is an effort to please the president, to try to shut down the process. It's a stunt.
Democrats are fighting back, arguing Republicans simply want to distract from what they're learning, and pointing out then Congressman Mike Pompeo also conducted closed-door interviews during the Benghazi hearings.
You know, in Benghazi, there were these depositions in the SCIF. The Democrats participated.
This as another crack appeared in the president's GOP firewall, with the number 2 Republican in the Senate admitting
the picture coming out of it based on the reporting that we've seen is, I would say is not a good one.
House Democrats had been holding their hearings privately so that witnesses would not coordinate their testimonies, but the Washington Post is now reporting they are looking at making them public as soon as mid-November. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, Washington.
Dallas prosecutors want the judge in the Amber Geiger trial to recuse herself for an upcoming contempt hearing of the city's district attorney. The deputy DA filed a motion accusing Judge Tammy Kemp of personal bias against DA John Crezo. That's because Kemp says Crezo purposely violated her gag order during the Geiger trial. Amber Geiger is a former police officer sentenced to 10 years earlier this month for killing Botham Jean in his own apartment. After the trial ended, Kemp filed a notice commanding Crezo to appear in court for a contempt hearing. The assistant says Kemp's frustration with the DA affects fairness in the hearing.
The city of Birmingham, Alabama held a vigil last night to remember a 3-year-old girl whose body was found in a landfill. Camille Cupcake McKinney went missing from a birthday party back on October the 12th. Her remains were found on Tuesday. That candlelit vigil was held in front of City Hall. The Birmingham mayor and police chief spoke at the event. 2 men are currently in police custody in connection with Camille's death. The DA's office says they will be charged with capital murder and kidnapping later today.
Honda announced it will be going completely green in Europe. The car company says it will only sell fully electric and hybrid vehicles in Europe starting in 2022. That's 3 years earlier than previously planned. Honda says it moved up those plans based on confidence in green technology and regulations in Europe. To help make it happen, Honda is releasing 6 new vehicles over the next 3 years. Volkswagen and Hyundai are also working to bring more electric models to the market. All right, Todd, as people head out to their cars to head out to work or school today, what can they expect weather-wise?
You know, it's a pretty quiet weather day for us, which is good news. It's not going to be the brightest day, as we're not going to have as much in the way of sunshine, but it's just going to basically be partly to mostly cloudy throughout the day today with seasonable temperatures. But it's an opportunity to get out and about and do things with the dry weather, because as we get into the weekend, it is trending wetter and wetter as we go into the day on Saturday, with the rain arriving sooner than the models were indicating earlier in the week. And with that, below normal temperatures for most of the long-term forecast, which I'll show you in your 7-day planner in just a second. So skies right now are mostly cloudy, but otherwise we are dry for your morning commute. 55 in Kokomo, 56 in Bloomington, 52 is the current temperature in Indianapolis. Here's a picture I took at Brown County State Park. Not current, but nonetheless, that's the sky cover you'll see down there today, with the mostly cloudy skies, with temperatures that'll be right around 59 degrees by the time we get to the noon hour. 63 will be your temperature as we work our way into the 4 o'clock hour. And our normal high now is 62 this time of year. So despite the lack of sunshine throughout the day today, it's still pretty seasonable out there. And of course, with the dry weather, that is key for any outdoor activities. So the clouds are filtering in here this morning. As far as the rain, there's some off to our north, which we don't have to worry about. And this batch of rain and even some snow there in Kansas, that's where it's going to stay for a few days. But eventually it's going to start to lift to the north, and that is what is going to bring the wet weather into our area. So tomorrow's forecast is very similar to today, mostly cloudy skies. Just a small chance tomorrow of a quick passing sprinkle or two. Don't be shocked if you see it, but there's not a whole lot of moisture with this front that goes through, and a temperature that's going to be right around 60 degrees. Now, as we go into the weekend, that's when things start to change. Rain is likely on Saturday, could be heavy at times, especially as we work our way into the afternoon and evening hours. And then the rain chance on Sunday is going to be in the morning. The second half of Sunday, including the weather at this point for the Colts game on Sunday, should be okay. Most of the rain should be done by that point with a temperature of 62 degrees. So let's talk about this rainfall for the weekend. Here we are at 9 a.m. and the rain is spreading from south to north across the area. So southern locations, you get into the rain the quickest. We work our way into the afternoon hours, and you see it's a pretty steady rain that's going to fall, with it coming down heavy at times. This is 10:30 at night. We're still dealing with the rain across the area, and it's going to start to add up. I think everybody sees probably around an inch of rain. These are your rainfall totals through 3 p.m. So at this point, we're already over a half an inch of rain in most locations, and then we'll continue to add on to that rainfall Saturday evening, and rainfall totals will be in that 1 to 2 inch range, with maybe some of you even seeing a little bit more than that. So this is probably going to be the biggest soaking rain that we have seen in quite some time if everything plays out according to what we're expecting at this point. And then once we get through Sunday, we'll clear in the afternoon for some sunshine. Tuesday and Monday and Tuesday look nice with cooler temperatures, and then a high of only 50 degrees, though, by the time we get to Wednesday with mostly cloudy skies.
Todd, thank you. We are taking a live look right now at I-465 at I-74 and US 136 on the west side. You can see traffic starting to pick up in this area, but no issues to report as of right now.
So Netflix wants you to keep your password to yourself. Do not share. That's the company's message this morning. The streaming service says they're working on ways to prevent customers from sharing accounts and trading those passwords. According to a survey done by Magid, nearly 10% of Netflix users do not pay for their accounts. Right now, the cost of a basic plan is $8.99 per month, which also allows users to stream on one screen at a time. Other slightly more expensive options allow you to watch on multiple screens. Netflix does have the ability to end an account or put it on hold at any time to prevent fraudulent activity.
It isn't even Halloween yet, and Walmart says it's ready to kick off the holiday shopping season. Walmart is launching its online deal drop sales at midnight tomorrow. They say that's because of the shorter than usual shopping season this year. There will be 6 fewer shopping days between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Walmart says opening the deals early will help its customers to make the most of the shorter season.
So this morning, I'm checking my pockets. Please check your pockets. After the break, a Valparaiso woman found something quite unusual in a stranger's coat. What she found was much bigger. I mean, huger. Is that even a word?
It's
not a word. It's not a word. It's not. Let me tell you what she found is huge. Next on Good Morning Indiana.
Visit your local Chase branch.
A pair of Valparaiso employees proving that there is still good in the world. A worker at Plato's Closet found, wait for it, $7,000 while checking a coat that had just been dropped off. The employees put the money in a safe, then reached out to the jacket's owner and returned the money.
It just scared me. It made me nervous. I mean, you know, everybody wants to hold a wad of cash, but it wasn't mine, so I didn't get too excited about it.
Wow, the man says he hid the money but forgot where. Whoops.
Wow.
Remember, it always pays to double check your pockets.
I've noticed that all week long, it's been Good News Friday, right?
It has.
Every day we've had a Good Samaritan or someone doing great stuff. So keep it going because obviously it makes a course for a better day.
Yeah, and you can always send us $7,000 in cash if you'd like to make us smile even bigger.
Todd Clausen earned that yesterday with that amazing forecast. Will there be an encore, TK?
No, not quite as good as yesterday. Temperatures will be back up into around the low 60s, so that's not terrible. Just more in the way of cloud cover, but I can't even imagine, like that lady said, holding $7,000 at one time. All right, 55 right now in Westfield and Flora, 54 in Kokomo as well as Greentown as we work our way throughout the course of the morning hours. We have a little bit of cloud cover out there, but we do not have any rain. That is the good news. So as we work our way throughout the day today, we're just essentially dealing with mostly cloudy skies. As a result, temperatures don't do a whole lot throughout the day as we'll climb up into the low 60s, which is on par for this time of year. Our normal high should be right around 62 degrees. The time now is 5:57. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6. Stay with us. We'll be right back.